Tobias.
Rise and shine, Roland. Breakfast is ready, but don't take too long. We have a long day ahead of us, and the fields ain't going to harvest themselves.
Good morning, Tobias.
It's a pretty spring morning, and it looks to be one of our best harvests ever. Your stepmother is already outside.
I'll hurry with breakfast then. She shouldn't have to work so hard.
You always were a fine lad. Margot and I may not have had any children ourselves, but ye were like our own, since the day we found ye as a babe.
Tell me the story of how you found me.
I can't tell ye anything I haven't already told ye, lad. Margot and I travelling a bit in our younger days. One year we were travelling through the woods of the south of Claymore, when we found ye, naked as a bird, by an abandoned campsite. The camp hadn't been abandoned for long. The ashes were still hot. We waited for many days, but nobody ever came to get ye. Marco and I had mind to settle down by then, and ye were such a precious little thing that we decided to raise ye rather than give ye up to an orphanage. But you heard this all before, lad. There's a harvest to get to. G'day, Roland. I'm sorry I couldn't help you today, but my bones are still aching from my fall yesterday.
I can handle the work myself, Tobias. Tobias smiles at you as he rubs his sore back.
Margot would have been so proud of ye, bless her spirit. Tell me, lad, what do ye plan to do with yourself in the years to come?
What do you mean?
Ye know what I mean, lad. I'm getting very old now, and ye can take care of yourself. There's no future here for a bright young lad as yourself. Have ye thought about going to the city?
I've thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to do there.
Edinburg is a big city with plenty of opportunities if you're willing to put in effort. It won't be easy, I'll grant you that. The wealthy folk there don't take too kindly to us common folk. But ye have a world of potential, and even if things don't work out right away, just remember that if ye persevere, things will always work out in the end. I've been saving up some coin for ye, and now's as good a time as any to give it to ye. It's not much, but it's all Margot and I could manage over the years. I hope it will get ye started on the right foot when ye're out of your own.
Thank you, Tobias.
I only want the best for ye, lad.
500 gold acquired.
Roland, run for the door, quickly! Save yourself!
Tobias!
Roland, run for it! Run!
Well met. Hello.
You wake up from your dream with a start, deeply disturbed, your clothes clinging to your body with sweat. Your life flashed before you in a dream. You have not been able to shake the memory of Tobias torching the cottage to kill the werewolf that invaded it so suddenly that fateful night. The blaze destroyed your home, your possessions. You barely escaped the explosion that claimed your stepfather. Tobias was the only other person who loved you. Perhaps he has joined your stepmother Margot in the afterlife. You are grateful to them, yet you know you have to move on. It has been a week since you last saw your home. Since then, you have spent all your time walking, weary of the shadows of the Trollwood. Last night, you spotted torchlights in the distance. Here, you collapsed, exhausted from your journey. You have arrived at Edinburg. And so it begins. When a werewolf attacked unprovoked, your stepfather Tobias set fire to the farmhouse, killing the werewolf and himself along with it. Having lost your home and all your belongings, you are forced to find your way in the world alone. Edinburg is the nearest city. Right, right. Just trying to get my bearings a little bit. Spontaneous casting of metamagic. You can cast first level spells 4 times, cantrips 5 times. And I don't think we are going to have a huge amount of options here what to do and where to go. Right, we literally have our 500 golds and the clothes on our back. That is it. South to Edinburg, north to Trollwood. One path that we can follow and only one path. City center. Commander Brahm.
Hi there.
You notice a rather grubby-looking street urchin bump up against a large noblewoman as she scolds her husband. A second later, the boy puts something in his pocket. Just before he runs away, the noblewoman notices him. You there! I'm talking to you, you filthy little rat! Don't think I don't know what you did. I felt you reaching into my pocket. What did you steal? I didn't steal nothing, the boy exclaims innocently. I was just passing by and bumped you, was all. Was an accident, I swear it. Preposterous! I had a gold ring in my pocket, and now it's gone. Where is it, you dirty little snot rag? I don't know. Maybe you just dropped it. Ridiculous! Walton, you saw this smelly dung beetle reach into my pocket, didn't you?
What? Yes, of course, dear.
And you, Jeeves, you saw it too, didn't you? My name is Anders, ma'am. How dare you correct me? As the woman's bellowing reaches a crescendo, the nearby gate commander steps forward.
What's all this commotion about?
Finally, the authorities are here. This ratty little lice monkey stole my gold ring. Now, make yourself useful and do something about it. I didn't steal it, honest. I think she just lost it in one of her folds of her belly. How dare you! Stifling a smile, the gate commander turns to you.
Pardon me, sir, but did you see anything?
You must be joking. This scruffy lintmonger is probably in league with the tiny ragamuffin. The boy turns to you with pleading eyes. You didn't see nothing, did you? So, didn't see anything, don't want to get involved, saw the whole thing, boy picked her pocket. Yeah, I didn't see anything, I think. She's a gigantic bitch about it. Although the boy probably is a thief. I didn't see anything. You see, I told you I didn't do nothing. One point toward chaotic. That's harmless to us. I knew it! They're in league with each other.
Thank you for your help, sir. Now everybody please disperse from the gates.
The noble woman turns to you in a huff. Well, if you fancy the privilege of attaining one of the vacant servant positions at Bediment Estate, you can forget about it. What a shame.
Well met.
Commander Bram.
Greetings, sir. How may I help you?
Who are you?
My name is Bram, Kate, Commander of Edinburg City Guard.
Right? Tell me about yourself.
I'm nobody important, sir. I'm a gate commander, no more, no less.
Uh, where am I?
First time here, eh? Welcome to Edinburgh, then, sir.
I'm. I obviously I know where I am, but I got 100 experience point for asking. That's why I'm asking. The game does not reward you anything from killing people. You get to keep the loots, so that's something, but you don't get experience points. Experience points comes from gathering information, completing quests, that sort of thing. So basically, yeah, I like it quite a bit. It rewards different type of play styles than the typical hack and slash that you're usually forced to deal with quite a lot.
You're in the city center right now. This here is the north gate, and beyond that, mostly forest. Most of the merchant caravans come into Edinburgh through the south gate, which leads directly to the merchants district. West of here is the government district, where you'll find the Hall of Elders and the local temple. Head east and you're in the slums. I wouldn't venture too far in there if I were you. Deepest part of the slums are overrun by muggers these days. We don't have the manpower to patrol the area anymore.
What's the Hall of Elders?
Edinburgh is run by a group of people known as the Elder Council, and the hall is where they conduct their business. You're not allowed inside without the right authorization, though.
Where can I find some work around here?
Well, that depends on the kind of work you're looking for. I can tell you there's a shortage of city guards right now. I have first-hand experience with that. We usually have our hands full enough with the activities of the Thieves Guild, but in recent weeks there have been some other issues to deal with. But I really shouldn't be talking about that.
Persuade. Telling me won't hurt anyone.
I suppose you're right. You'll hear about the rumors soon enough anyway. We've been having unnatural problems in Edinburgh. Nobody's sure when it started happening exactly. Probably months ago, but it wasn't noticeable until the past couple of weeks.
What do you mean by unnatural problems? Gate Commander suddenly looks uneasy and his voice lowers as he speaks.
Vampires. There have been sightings of vampires. I'd normally chalk this up as tavern talk, but there have been murders. I've been at some crime scenes. The victims, they've been drained of blood. They have bite marks on their necks.
Gate Commander looks noticeably pale.
They're not even the only undead sightings around here. The Crypt Keeper, Jonas, I've known him for years. Nothing rattles him. At least nothing did before. He's been scared witless recently. That been seeing zombies, dead rising right out of the graves. Noises, moans and shuffling at night. I believe in ghosts, sir. But something that scares Jonas? Well, that doesn't bode well.
Sounds like the city needs help.
There's more. Some of our patrol regulars near the south gate have heard a lot of howling at night. The gate guards swear they've seen red glowing eyes looking at them from beyond the gate in the forest. Some say it's werewolves.
I saw one a few days ago. My stepfather died trying to save me from it. The Gate Commander looks at you, his eyes wide.
I, I'm sorry to hear that. You have my condolences, sir.
Anything else about the city?
Well, Edinburgh is the second largest city in Claymore, next to the capital city of Dunhaven. We have busy markets, and merchants who find the right niche are very well off around here. We have a high concentration of nobles in Edinburgh compared to other cities. Their wealth allows them to control the markets, and as such, we also have a very high concentration of poor people.
That must make for some tension.
It certainly does. There's a thriving thieves guild in the city called the Bloody Daggers. They're not so bad, they just take what they need, but the recent troubles we've had have stretched our patrols thin. A rival thieves guild has set up in the slums. They are much more dangerous than the usual sorts of burglars we've had to deal with, as if we don't have enough problems.
Anything else?
Nothing that you can't see for yourself, sir. Visit the Merchants District and the Government District. I'm sure you'll find something of interest.
Right. The talking serves a very important purpose at this point, because we can talk our way to at least the first level up. If we're lucky, maybe the first 2 level ups. Guard post 2. We can't enter. Doesn't look like a large area. You couldn't use that. You literally couldn't. Explore, revealing the map rather. Everything seems locked. Four angles to go after. Good.
Hey there.
Raiden. This handsome young guard looks like he has a lot on his mind.
I'm on patrol, sir. Please be brief.
Who are you?
My name is Braden of the Edinburg City Guard's 2nd Post. I take my orders from Commander Brand.
Okay, work.
I know the City Guard is recruiting. Speak to Captain Thorin in the City Guard office. You'll find it in the northeast quarter of the Government District.
Info on the city. Anything interesting? No, the same information. What districts are where? Rumors. None that concern you, right? Count Crier.
Hello.
Hear ye! Rumors of rising evil in our fair city of Edinburgh. Vampires have been sighted on rooftops. Werewolves can be heard howling at night. Zombies may be prowling the sewers. The Elder Council denies their presence. Nobles are skeptical and have blocked off their district. If it wasn't worth knowing, I wouldn't be blowing. You heard it from the Edinburgh City Crier. Right, so nothing we already didn't know. Nothing else. Lazy Lion Inn. Might as well take a visit. We need to locate the important people, try to gather up quests, get a lay of the land. Lando the Lion.
What can I do for you?
Despite this man's obvious age, he scans the room alertly and appears to have the respect of even the rowdiest patrons. He is bulky, as though he was muscular in his youth.
Greetings, lad. Lando the Lion at your service.
Tell me about yourself, Lando.
You must be new in town if you'd ask me that. What's your name, lad?
My name is Roland.
Well then, Roland. As I said, my name is Lando. I got the nickname the Lion when I was about your age, throwing myself at orcs and ogres with not a care in the world.
He sighs, smiling fondly at old memories.
We all settle down one day. Most warriors retire to the quiet life. Farming is a popular choice. A few get into politics, like Lord Raisin in the Elder Council. I decided to start up an inn. I think I'd miss interacting with people otherwise.
Tell me about Lord Raisin.
A fine lad that Lord Raisin is. A great adventurer in his day. He retired from it a little earlier than most and got into politics in Edinburgh. He's in charge of the city's defense and militia. By all rights, he should still be throwing around the great sword even now. I'm surprised you'd never heard of Lord Raisin. You didn't grow up on a farm, did you?
Actually, I did.
Another plunky young farm boy out for adventure, fame, and fortune. The oldest story in the book it is. I think the world would be bereft of heroes and heroines if we didn't get a steady supply from the farms. Where was I? Lord Raisin, right? He's one of the most famous heroes in Claymore, him and his companions. My accomplishments earned me some coin to start an inn. Lord Raisin and his companions had bard songs written about them.
Tell me about the companions.
Well, there was Amaril Sai, one of the great rogues of his time, as good with the blade as he was with a pocket full of coin. He shows up in Edinburgh every now and then, but nobody is sure what he does exactly. Rogues are like that, I suppose. Gerald Townsend was a powerful priest of NWN. He and the eldest of the bunch, and retired first to run the Sun Lord's temple here. Everyone calls him Reverend Townsend now. Then there was Savannah Moonbow.
He pauses, casting his eyes down for a moment.
Lady Savannah and Lord Raisin were such a lovely couple. The lady in particular was so warm and gentle. Everyone in Edinburgh loved her like family. I'm afraid she is no longer with us. Nobody in Edinburgh likes to talk about this lad, so you'd best not ask too many questions. But Lady Savannah and her baby daughter Marilee, they passed away a year ago. Nobody's sure why. Some kind of disease, I think. Lord Raisin was devastated. He hasn't laughed or smiled since, poor lad. And who could blame him?
He sighs.
Let's change the subject, shall we?
They told me of the Elder Council.
Elder Council keeps the city running. Most of them are good folks, honest and fair. They do their business in the Hall of Elders in the government district west of the inn, but you need special permission to get in.
Anything else? This place.
That's right, lad. Started this place up, almost 20 years ago when I settled down from adventuring. Less dirt than the boar and less infidelity than the fox's tail, so you could say it's the cleanest tavern in Edinburgh. The quilted saddle is nice too. I have a friend who runs it, but it's packed full these days.
Let's see what you sell. Lesser Cloak of Fortification. How the hell is it? Saving throws, armor bonus. Belt of Absorption. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing resistance. Oh, fuck.
What can I do for you?
Specialty weapons. We're talking tens of thousands of gold, though. I don't have that.
What'll you have then?
Spirits, wine, ale. By the way, got our first level up. Yeah, sorcerer. We don't have the luxury of big classing. Well, we can't really take anything we want, though, so... It is what it is. Another cantrip. Acid splash of electric jolt. Negatives to attack rolls. Take the electric jolt. We can switch things around here now. Okay. That's good to know. Who can upstairs? Wait, I don't think we have the luxury of going through the entire city and talk to everyone. Um, but if we could get through the core sector, that would be great. I think we do have to basically try to find employment. Samuel Smiths and Sundries. City guard is a good option. I think the alternative will be a Thieves Guild. I'm not sure if it's 100% even an alternative, but I'm not sure which would be better. I mean, we are chaotic, so we could easily go with Thieves Guild, but I'm not particularly all that great about Thief. So might be better to go with the guard.
Good day.
Hello and hello. Welcome to Samuel Smiths and Sundries. I'm Samuel, purveyor of quality goods at reasonable prices. How may I help you today, good sir? New suit of leather, flowers to charm a young woman, perhaps? I don't know what equipment I would need. Certainly nothing that would be affordable to us. 500 isn't much. We could get a basic weapon, I suppose. A range weapon might be nice. A light crossbow or heavy crossbow. That would basically cover it, I suppose. We don't. Since I'm piss poor, I'll take the light crossbow. Still, at least it's something. No. We can probably get basic equipment when we basically take a job, and there's no immediate danger to us. There's no hostiles in the city at this stage. Adventurous case. 60% waste reduction. Flowers. Sweets. But why? I'll buy both. So this is more or less just a shop. Nothing all that interesting that's for sale either. The district itself is very small. There's probably like 3 to 4 places in total here that we can visit. Government district. Should be access to merchant district and slums too. Okay. Merchant. City guard. Law enforcement. Looking for employment. There's a thriving thieves guild in Edinburg, but apparently not the worst kind. Not at all like what you remember in the stories you've heard. I think they're in the slums. Gate slums. It's actually, if I don't recall incorrectly, it's determined basically by the initial interaction by the gate. Uh, I'm not 100% sure on that, but it might influence it. If you basically help the thief, you have easy way to access the guild. If you don't, you have a easier way to get get along with the noble house. I'm not 100% sure on what the consequences of that is, but those type of choices sometimes matter. Yeah, I should go to the slums. I mean, I have the pixie. It can function as a sort of a rogue, so it might be good enough to see us through. I think the slums are divided in a couple of sections. So this section should not be specifically dangerous for us. Suspicious looking halfling.
Hello.
Get you anything? What do you have? Thieves' hood. Yep. Arrows. Very typical. Ooh, traps. Very typical thieves' crap. Again, not a huge map. I prefer them this way. It's not usually if they have a large map, it's still going to be very limited in what you can actually do there. So why waste the space? Belching Boar, another inn or tavern, mentioned by Lander the Lion. However, my bigger concern is that we don't have any equipment. You have to have something. Even a stick in your hand avoids getting huge negatives when someone's coming. Is going to come and kick your ass. Jake. Hello, Jake.
Huh?
Jake is drunk. Not saying much. Sewer access. Mert.
Hello, hello.
Why, hello there, stranger. Fine day to be out for a stroll, aye? Who are you? My name is Mert, and who might you be, my friend?
My name is Roland.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Roland. Say, I haven't seen you around these parts before. You must be new in town.
Yes, I am. I left my home when it was burned down in a fire.
Lay your troubles aside, Roland. You've arrived in Edinburg, one of the wealthiest cities in Claymore. Just take a look around you. Everything you need is right at your feet.
Mert gestures at the garbage littering the alley. But that's garbage. He ignores you.
Everything you need is here in Edinburg. Wood to light a fire at night, food in abundance, comfortable accommodations, my boy. Why, I've been living in the lap of Edinburgh's many luxuries for over 20 years. You'll love it.
Right. Do you know where I could find some work?
You don't need to work in Edinburgh. You have everything you need right here. I used to have a mansion in the Nobles District, but one day my rivals put my business under. They thought they had the last laugh, but the joke's on them. They continue to work every day, but not me, retired in the lap of luxury.
Uh, Goodbye.
Everything you need right at your feet. Who could ask for anything more?
Mental health problems. Okay, Belching Boar. Suppose we might as well go in there. At least someone would probably know more about the district. And be more willing to talk about the district too. Cool.
Hey, what?
Nothing to say. Miva.
Well, hello to you.
I'm sorry, sir, but you'll have to wait your turn. Speak to the bartender if you need a drink. Boulder the Fat.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Questions?
Do I look like a visitor information? Buy something or get out.
Right. So, not exactly charming people here. Broken furniture. It's a tavern. I might as well see what they sell.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Booze. And that's it. Right, we should be able to wrap this up fairly quickly. I'd like to find some employment, simply to have the basic equipment situation settled somehow. Deep slums.
Well met.
Move along, citizen. Commander Axworthy. What's beyond the gate? Just more slums, citizens. Beyond these gates are the oldest parts of Edinburg. With our patrols stretched so thin, we haven't been able to keep control of the thugs in there. There's some kind of war going on between the local thieves guild and a rival guild that just moved in. This new guild calls themselves the Shadow Weavers. Fighting is sporadic for now, but it's expected to get worse. Rather than try to deal with them, Lord Rayson has ordered us to close the gate to anyone who doesn't have a reason to pass through. Better to let the animals go at each other. Like, can I get through? I'm sorry, but Lord Rayson has ordered us to close the gate. With our patrols still thing, we haven't been able to keep control of the thugs in there. I'm afraid I can't let you pass through. Don't worry about me, I can handle myself. I'm sorry, citizen, but I'm under direct orders from Lord Rayson. Persuasion attempt failed. So that would be the dangerous part of slums. Beggars. Locked doors, locked doors, locked doors. Rafi.
Hi there.
This little boy stops picking his nose for a moment to look up at you. Hi, what do you want? Benny.
I greet you.
This man nods as you approach. Good day. Who are you? Name's Benny. What's behind that door? Nothing of interest. Then why are you guarding it? Who says I'm guarding it? So you don't mind if I go in? Why, that's the one who helped me out with the fat lady out by the gates. Let him in, Benny. So you're the one who helped out little Raffy, eh? You're alright with us then. Go on in. Right. At least we have some kind of a support network here if we join the guild. Guards might be more reliable. I mean, they would have, I think, better connections to the ruling class of the city, but let's go with these guys. Thieves, thieves, thieves. Thieves. With another exit. Who do we need to talk to? Amaryl. Blue Amaryl. Possible.
Well met, friend.
Greetings, young lord. I'm Amaryl. May I have the pleasure of knowing your name?
My name is Roland. Pleased to meet you.
And I am pleased to meet you. A young lord with such good manners is too rare these days, I'm afraid. Let me welcome you to the Bloody Daggers, Roland.
Tell me about the Bloody Daggers.
The Bloody Daggers is a thieves' guild, Roland. We operate only in Edinburg. We extract what we need from the local merchants and nobles.
Extract?
We take what we need with minimal force. We're not assassins or murderers.
That's why you named yourself the Bloody Knives. bloody daggers because you're not violent. We are not assassins or murderers. Extract is obviously a word we use to make our activities appear more socially acceptable. The fact is, we steal and burglarize. How do I know you're not a group of murderers? I mean, it's a fair question with the bloody dagger's name. Amaral smiles, pleased at your question. It sounds like you're hesitant about using excessive force, and for that I am glad. The reason we do not condone killing or even injuring our targets is twofold. Firstly, many of our members were regular law-abiding citizens at one point, and they continue to try to reintegrate themselves with normal society. If we maim and murder, a great many of our members would leave us. They would feel like the blood is on their hands too, even if they didn't commit the crime themselves. Secondly, we lack the resources to compete against the combined might of the city guard and hired mercenaries. As it is, we are a minor nuisance. We don't do enough harm to threaten anybody. We try to scare the nobles enough so that they won't take action against us, and if we pose enough of a threat, they would unite against us. The wealthy merchants and nobles in Edinburgh could conceivably hire an army of mercenaries. If we were such a threat, the city guard would also act against us. Between the city guard and the nobles, we would be destroyed. It's a matter of survival, lord. Tell me about the people here. We are a mishmash of beggars, outcasts, misfits, and others who are otherwise down on luck. The majority of bloody daggers were normal, law-abiding citizens who would like nothing better than to return to their old lives. A small number of us are more elite. These members come from various backgrounds. A couple of them were even city guards once. They handle the most dangerous operations and as such are the greatest providers for the organization. Why are you called the Bloody Daggers? Admiral chuckles. It scares the nobles. They have the resources to hire mercenaries against us. We cannot survive a war against an endless stream of hired thugs. If we frighten them, they won't dare to move against us. So an intimidation tactic. Allegedly, at least. Why are you so open about this? That's an important question, isn't it? We have many eyes and ears in Edinburgh. We know when you arrived and how you arrived. The fact is, it will be very difficult for you to earn a living in this city. You have neither the resources nor the contacts to survive for long. Unless you join the city guard, you would resort to thievery eventually. If you choose the latter, you have only two choices: the Bloody Daggers or the Shadow Weavers. We would rather have you join us. Tell me about the Shadow Weavers. Emerald pauses thoughtfully before speaking. Shadow Weavers are a rival guild with a base in Ishtar, a country south of Claymore. They only began encroaching on Claymore in recent months. The chapter in Dunhaven has met stiff resistance from the Night Lords, the resident thieves guild there. It's true, such guilds are everywhere. He smiles. The Bloody Daggers are insignificant compared to the Weavers. We are mostly thieves and burglars, but the Weavers have many warriors and mages at their disposal. They have no qualms about murder and have dedicated assassins. The Weavers have both the resources to take us out by force, but thus far seem content to simply recruit local thugs. We have yet to see any true Shadow Weavers. Perhaps this is just the first step in their incursion. Our only hope of survival is to use our knowledge of the city to our advantage, and hope that they don't dedicate more resources to their Edinburgh chapter. Sounds like I'm better off joining the Shadow Weavers then. Possibly, but not likely.
I mean no offense, but you are far too inexperienced for them. The weavers are more likely to rob you of what coin you have. No, it is far safer for you to work with us or the city guard.
What if I choose the city guard?
Then we will wish you the best of luck. Don't think about planning a big bust to make an early impression on your superiors, by the way. The authorities don't have the manpower to mount such an operation, and we make it a habit to move around.
Right. Tell me about yourself.
Amaryl Sai, at your service, my lord.
Well, that was useful. You don't look like you're from around here.
In fact, I was born and raised in Istar, which is south of Britannica. My mother was an elven bardess, a noble in the employ of King Theseus of Phenopolis. My father was a human swordmaster from Akaida, beyond the Crescent Sea. Their marriage was frowned upon in the Theseus courts. My mother resigned her position as Bard Laureate and came to Claymore with my father. This was many years ago. Edinburg was but a farming community then.
Were you an adventurer once? Emerald gazes into the distance, smiling at some fond memories.
Indeed I was. Young lord, I was about your age when I started. I was much different then. Impulsive, foolish, quick to anger. I was out to make a name for myself, but my real adventures didn't begin until I met with several companions. Gerald Townsend, Tannin Raisin, and Savannah Moonbow. Together we raided dungeons and spawned tavern tales all over Claymore.
He sighed sadly after reminiscing.
Nobody adventures forever. Most of us left our trophies on the mantelpiece and settled into a leadership role, like Tannin as the Council Elder of City Defense. Not as exciting, but rewarding nonetheless.
What do you mean most of us? Amaryl looks away as if your question saddened him.
The gods work in strange ways. In our adventuring days, we cheated death almost every day. It was only after we retired from adventuring that we lost someone. Dear Savannah and her daughter Marilee. We lost them last year. I cannot speak of the circumstances.
You're not going to start crying, are you? Yeah. Can be quite a bit of an asshole here. I'm sorry I brought up bad memories.
No, do not apologize. Savannah was a dear friend and I miss her. Cannot imagine how Tannin feels. Let us speak of other things.
Rising Evil. What do you know?
Very little, I'm afraid. That vampires talk the night is no rumor. As thieves, we spend most of our time in the darkness, but we are fortunate that we have yet to suffer any casualties. As of yet, I cannot confirm that zombies are about. I have encountered werewolves in my youth, however. The howling at night is unmistakable.
Yeah, I know. I lost my stepfather to a werewolf attack several days ago. Emerald bows low.
I offer my condolences, my lord, for what it is worth. So that explains why you are here. Why such unnatural creatures have arisen to stalk Edinburg is unknown to me, but the fact that sightings have been increasing for weeks is not lost on me. There will be many more casualties before the city rallies to fight it.
Okay, I'm looking for work.
We have work to offer, if you're interested.
You want me to join the Bloody Daggers?
No, you have yet to prove yourself. You need to complete several tasks first. Depending on their outcomes, we may ask you to join us. These are common missions for Bloody Daggers.
After completing them, you may discover that you don't want to work for us. I imagine you have some questions before you agree to anything. What kind of danger should I expect? There will be the occasional guard or mercenary, but if you can stay out of sight, you should be able to complete your objectives without a fight. Ugh, yeah, that is highly unlikely, though. Unless you want to, of course. However, I should warn you that these are burglaries, not murders. You leave a bad path of blood in your wake that will jeopardize your chances of joining us. Okay. How will I be rewarded? We will provide you with some equipment for each mission. Once you complete the mission, you will be rewarded with some gold as well. Anything you find during the mission, with the exception of the objective, is yours to keep. I wouldn't get too greedy though. That's the quickest way to get into trouble. Okay, what kind of missions will I be doing? Mostly theft and burglary. We'll tell you what you need to steal, where to steal it, and provide you with the necessary equipment. There should be no danger in your missions unless you provoke someone. I'm not sure if I have the correct set of abilities to do this. I have some dexterity though. That should help with the sneaking, and this has to be assumed that this is for low level characters. So unless you're some kind of specialty thief, you probably don't have high stealth abilities anyway. I might have, I might not have high stealth abilities myself, but I might have high enough to do what needs to be done. So, alright, I'll do it. Excellent. Are you ready for your first mission, or would you like to make preparations? Preparations. Very well. Please speak to me when you are ready, young lord. Do you have any equipment? Seriously, because I'd like to get at least something. Although we're not looking to fight things out, and I do have spells.
Hello there!
Hey. Who are you?
My name is Fenhold, as I said. I be the smithy for the bloody daggers.
What did you join?
Me family was once a wealthy lot, smithies all. Me father was a gambler, and not a good one at that.
So you joined the Thieves Guild because your father gambled your family's money away?
Not quite, my young friend. Me father was a gambler, but he wouldn't gamble enough to hurt his family. 'Twas a few years ago when he won a bet against the wrong noble. Nobody expected me father to win. Rather than pay up, me father was killed and the business destroyed. There be no other males in me family but me. So it fell upon me shoulders to provide for them. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to Amarel. I did a few missions and failed them all. Seems to be that wars make poor thieves. Me feet be too clumsy.
C-L-U-M-B-S-Y.
To be stealthy. But Amaril be a good man and didn't give up on me. He saw me skill with the forge, so here I am.
Right. Did you get revenge on the nobles and killed your father?
Didn't get a chance to. The man that killed me father was himself killed when he crossed the wrong noble. There'll always be something better than he. I would have preferred to cut the bloody bastard myself. Didn't stop me from leaving a gift basket with the noble who done the deed, though.
Right. Maybe I should just buy a dagger or something. I mean, 4 gold. That's not much of an investment. Our armor won't do us much good. Now we can at least avoid getting negatives. That's more or less what I need at this point.
Well met, friend.
I'm ready. Your first mission is a simple one. You are to relieve Lars Goldfoot, a wealthy merchant who resides in the nobles district, of a gold goblet. This goblet is a family heirloom of a third party who has asked me to help in this reacquisition. Goblet is worth very little in Edinburgh, but I can fetch a very good price for it. The city guards won't let commoners in the noble district right now, but I know of a sewer access that will take you to the district. You will find the Goldfoot estate to the northeast. Two guard patrol outside, but you can slip past them without being seen if you're careful. We have procured a key for the back door, but if you can pick a lock, you can enter through the front. Once you're inside, expect to find at least two more guards on patrol. Goblet's exact whereabouts are unknown, but it is probably on display in plain view. I have provided you with some basic supplies, and you can speak to Penhold if there's anything else you need. I recommend that you get some rest. You will have the most success at night. Good luck, Roland. +5 to hide, cloak. +5 to move silently, so that probably covers the skill aspect. The Thieves Tool. You might have to have the skill to do it, but we can use the pixie for that. And hopefully the items we gain are enough to cover the skill needs for the stealth parts. I'm not going to head out there though. Thieves Guild lower level. I'm going to explore this and leave it at that. But we might get more experience, more equipment. Anything more in the city would help us greatly. So I want to see that first. At the same time, if we do get to Noble's district, at least we have something to do there now. Edible healing supplies. Alignment toward chaotic. So yeah. Really role-playing focused, I guess. I mean, since simply going through other people's equipment gives you alignment chips, usually the game doesn't bother with things like that. Rain.
Greetings, friend.
This attractive young woman doesn't look like she belongs in a Thieves Guild hideout. Greetings, friend. You must be Roland. One of the boys told me you were speaking with Admiral. Nice to meet you. Who are you? My name's Rain. Be about yourself. You want to know about me? I don't know if I have anything useful to share with you, Roland. I don't really belong here. I'd still like to hear your story. You're probably wondering why I'm here, seeing as how I don't look much like a thief. Like Venhold, I was a noble not too long ago. I lived in the lap of luxury and didn't have any worries. I was supposed to take over my parents' business. About 2 years ago, I met a dashing young man named Jarek, who swept me off my feet. He wasn't a noble, he didn't even have a job, but he was so good to me and he said all the right things. I fell in love with him. My parents didn't approve him, of course. They wanted me to marry a noble. You are attractive. I'm sure there were other interested men. She blushes. Thank you, Roland. It's very sweet of you to say. I suppose there might have been others, but I was blinded by love. I didn't want anyone else. Things went downhill so quickly. After a few months, my relationship with Jarek became intimate, and before long I became pregnant. Did he support you? Jarek supported me at first. We approached my parents together with the news, and we expected them to reject our child. They were very harsh, and they told Jarek that he would have to support me himself. That was when I finally saw Jarek's true colors. He left me. I don't know if it was the realization that he wouldn't get a copper of my parents' wealth, or if he was scared of the responsibility. I also realized that then that my parents rejected him on purpose. They wanted me to see his true colors. My parents would take me back, but they demanded that I give my child to an orphanage. How could I do that? When I refused, they cast me out. They probably believed that I would return one day, and if it wasn't for Amaryl, I probably would have. Or maybe I'd be dead in a gutter somewhere. How did Amaryl help you? A month after I had been cast out by my parents, I was wandering on the street alone one night. A couple of thugs approached me and tried to mug me. It was actually Benny who saved me. When you talk to him, he seems really rough around the edges. He's really a sweet man. He could see that I needed help, so he brought me to Amaryl, and Amaryl didn't hesitate to offer me a room here. I gave birth to my baby in this place 3 months ago. He's sleeping in the room behind me. Tell me about Amaryl. He's such an interesting man. He's much older than he appears because of his elven blood. Did you know he was a great adventurer when he was young? He's much wiser than the average thief because of his experiences. I've seen Amaryl around his most trusted agents. He's very tough on them. He demands a lot. I was a little scared of him at first, until I realized a couple of things. Firstly, he's only demanding to his field agents. He's never been anything but kind and gentle to me. You should see him the way he handles my baby. It's like he was meant to be a father. Secondly, even though he's tough on his agents, he does it because he cares about them. He wants them to be prepared for anything, to be ready to defend themselves. He wants to make sure they're honest. In a way, Amaryl is like a father to everyone here. Tell me about the others. There was a time I cursed the bloody daggers. I remember being bumped by a shady-looking halfling several years ago while shopping in the merchant district. I realized hours later that he lifted my gold ring. But now that I've seen them behind the scenes, it's different. They say a ship's crew takes after its captain. It's the same here. Amaryl expects everyone to contribute and to take care of each other. From my very first day here, people have been so kind to me. I never had to work a day in my life until I came here, and then it just came naturally. I wanted to help these people who were helping me. I'm not a thief, and I can't fight their battles for them. I've learned to cook, and I can tidy up after the boys when they come home. There's the occasional bad seed, but whenever someone steps out of line, the others are quick to straighten him out. I know it's odd to say this about a guild full of thieves, but it's like a big family. Right. Why did you have so many things to say? Are you a character weakness, or do you have importance later on? This requires a key. No, it's Thieves Guild chest key. This key opens a spare chest in the lower level of Thieves Guild. Okay. There's our kitchen, and what is this? The chessboard always makes me suspicious. Maybe it's a easy training chest, medium training chest, difficult training chest. So it's some kind of test area.
I greet you.
This aged man looks like he could swing a sword if the need arises. Although he seems more content to dispense advice than blows now. He smiles at your approach. Greetings, it's Roland, is it? I heard the rogues talking about you. Who are you?
Call me Tomo, lad.
Hello, Tomer lad. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, I just help out around the guild these days. I've gotten a little too old to run around in a plate and swing those great swords I used to swing.
You were an adventurer.
Not quite, lad. I was a guard captain. I hail from a small town just south of Dunhaven. In my time, I was a respectable fighter. I could tussle with Admiral and live to tell about it.
You fought Amaral.
Yes, lad. Admiral and I were old rivals before he became a big hero. He used to indulge in the kind of thievery that honest warriors like me were supposed to stop. I was a captain of the Dunhaven militia in my prime, you see. When Admiral first arrived in Claymore, his first stop was Dunhaven. He used to sneak into the homes of Dunhaven's aristocracy and help himself to their valuables. Needless to say, the nobles came down on me whenever this happened. Eventually, Emerald went and looted the home of the Lord of Dunhaven's military, my superior. So there I was, the captain of the guard, placed on guard duty at this lord's home, and night duty no less. So I took it upon myself to stop him. We fought some battles right in the streets of Dunhaven, we did.
He smiles.
I had the strength back then, but Aberl had the wits. I didn't realize it at the time. He purposefully lured me into the streets to fight. Because of his quickness, he had the advantage there, you see, leaping about the marketplace. He could fight me and dazzle the people, until eventually the people began to cheer him on. Can you imagine my shame then? They were cheering for my enemy.
But you're not enemies anymore.
No, no, not anymore. Earl eventually became a hero, you see. He and his friends, Lord Raisin, Lady Savannah, and Reverend Townsend. This was before Lord Raisin became the elder of the city defense, and Reverend took over the local temple. They helped people, saved villages from raiders, other heroic things. I was still a rival for years to come. Every time they visited Dunhaven, I tried to have Emerald thrown in prison for his past crimes, but the people would have none of it.
He sighs.
People have short memories. They forgot my embarrassment as well. There would be a time when Amaral and his companions would ask me for help. Forced to work together, we grew to admire each other. But age caught up with me. I'm human, but Amaral has elven blood in him. When I retired, I wasn't ready to hang up my blade yet. So I asked Amaral if he had anything for me. And here I am.
What do you do around here?
I'm not useful like I used to be, but I can still help out with the little things. These young rogues need the guidance I can provide. I may not have the muscle to swing a great sword as well as I used to, but I still have the knowledge in my head.
Any advice?
I'd be glad to, lad.
500 experience points. Homer is pleased to give you some combat pointers, and his experience shows. In a short time you have learned a great deal. Tell me about the place. Anything interesting?
This room is both a place for the boys and girls to relax, as well as a place to practice their skills. You can try your hand at the locks in this room. I'll replace the chests with the locks when the locks are picked once in a while, so when you improve your skills, you might try them without lockpicks. A room to my right has trapped containers. The traps have been weakened since this is just a training area, but they'll still hurt you. Don't go in there unless you know how to handle them. From the experiences gathered by the resident rogues, these locks and traps should be what you expect to encounter in the field. Of course, other than Amaral and myself, nobody in the guild has ever entered a truly dangerous dungeon. Never hurts to keep practicing, though. Don't leave anything in the chest, by the way. The boys and girls here are generally mindful of other people's things, but there are a few sticky fingers around here. It is a thieves' guild after all. Right.
We might as well give it a try. Resting is simple enough. Why aren't you doing anything? Yeah, success is not even remotely possible. I might be able to get the easy one, but that's probably about it. Easy and medium. Might as well try the traps too. Very likely there's at least something of interest inside. We should be able to do easy and medium. Certainly not difficult.
By my direction, attack!
Entire gold piece. Gold piece, yeah. Gold piece. Sunburst. That's a cleric spell, but it might be worth 50 to 100 gold pieces, so... What? Right. Only got the easy. So, at least it does serve an important point. I know where my skills can take me, and I know the limits. So, luck-wise, I think we're okay, but we are not going to be able to do all that much against traps. A level up, and we probably can take down the mediums. Right. So, we more or less just got started. Mostly just talking to people, I guess. At the same time, we're almost halfway to the next level up just by talking. So, maybe doing a couple of quests. Again, talking to correct people, and we're looking at level 3. That's very important, I think, because you need, especially with a spellcaster like this, you need the 3-4 levels to get anything even half decent done. I don't think I would have the spells to maybe do more than kill 1 or 2 guys. And that's if things go more or less favorably in our way. So it just is not a solid place to start with. 2, I'm all alone, which is not probably a bad idea if we're doing these things, but I would still like to be able to get my hands on the other people. I'm actually pretty sure you can't get them now, but you could still find them, still talk to them, and still be aware of who they are. Right, we have Government District and Merchant District left, and Noble District. But yeah, I'll leave things at this. It's decent enough of a start. And with a couple of quests finished, I think we're basically ready for a level up. Retrieve a golden goblet from the Gold Food Estate in the Nobles District.